Anyway, man, we went to the field, you know what I'm saying? And when we went to the field, uh, like I say, I had a truck, you know what I'm saying? And I had a 2,500 gallon truck, you know what I'm saying, with diesel in it, you know what I'm saying? And, we had a whole bunch of them, you know what I'm saying? Well, we didn't have a whole bunch, but we had maybe 6 of those. And then we had the little small, 5 ton with two parts of one with just regular gasoline for the old Jeep and one with diesel for the Humvees, for the captains and the first sergeants and shit like that. Sergeants' vehicles. You know what I'm saying? So, we had that. You know what I'm saying? And then and then uh he had the one that gave to captains and first sergeants and shit like that. So he had to get up to run his truck. He had to get up and go out there to give people gas. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't stay in the tent like the rest of us, because the rest of us had tankers and we was going out to the tanks. You know what I'm saying? That's where our fuel was going. That's how come we had the big monster trucks. You know what I'm saying? He had the little 5 ton, you know what I'm saying, with the two parts, you know what I'm saying? And he was the foreman, so he, you know what I'm saying, that was his truck. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have no thing like we had because he wasn't us. He was the foreman. So, he was the sergeant, you know what I'm saying, in charge. He was the Spec 4P, but he was the sergeant in charge. So he had the one that didn't go to the field. So he gonna try to get me to go outside and pump fuel for him. I said, man, that ain't my job. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my job. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna tell me he in charge, so I gotta do it. And I told him, no, man, I ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And so first sergeant heard us arguing, you know what I'm saying? And so when first sergeant heard us arguing, first sergeant called us outside the tent and asked us what was wrong. And the first thing came out his mouth is, Jackson think he being mistreated. You know what I'm saying? And then when he said Jackson think he being mistreated, you know what I'm saying, it made first sergeant, you know what I'm saying, get mad because I wasn't supposed to have no excuses. I wasn't supposed to be complaining about stuff. But I couldn't tell first sergeant. I could have told first sergeant that the situation, but then first sergeant might have told me that he was in charge. You know what I'm saying? He could have made me go do it anyway, so I didn't fuss. You know what I'm saying? I left it alone, and I know he had got over on me, and then first sergeant made me wash dishes. You know what I'm saying? First sergeant made me wash dishes. So when first sergeant made me wash dishes, I went and washed dishes. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't complain. I ain't have no excuse. I said no excuse, first sergeant. And I went and washed them dishes, but hold on. Anyway, I went on and washed pots and pans, you know what I'm saying? So I went on. I didn't have no revenge in my heart or nothing like that nothing like that. Till, I don't know why he wanted to bust me in Salisbury. He wanted to bust me in Salisbury. No, he wanted to bust me. Cause said I wasn't going, oh, that's what it was, that's what it was, that's what it was. So I was the clerk, right? I did all the paperwork. I was in charge of all the fuel, you know what I'm saying? So when we got back to the rear, you know what I'm saying? Everybody went out to their truck. They had to gauge their truck. And they had to get all the signatures, you know, that they got for their, truck, all the signatures, you know what I'm saying? They turned the signatures in to me, and they gauge their truck and tell me how much fuel they got left in their truck after we come back. See, you gauge it before you go, and then I write that number down, how much you got full, and then when we come back, I gotta gauge it again and tell how much you got left, how much you got left in your tank. So they had to go do that. All the guys had to go, do all that, and we was all spec foes, spec foes, E3s, private first class, this and that there. But I was a corporal, you know what I'm saying, and a spec foe, and so everybody had to go gauge their tank. I even had to go gauge my tank. You know what I'm saying? And get the amount of fuel and write it down on the paper. So he didn't want to do that. He wanted me to do it. And I said, that ain't my job. You know what I'm saying? I said it again, just like I said in the field. That ain't my job. You know what I'm saying? And he had the nerve to write me up for not doing his job. Oh, I said, oh, that's easy, nigga. That's easy. But I let him write me up, you know what I'm saying? And then him and Sergeant Noble and Sergeant Harris, I'll sit down and went over it and all that there and figured out they was going to bust me down from E4 to E3, from corporal to E3, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So when they went in the office to present the evidence, the stuff that I done wrong to first sergeant, they put me in the laundry room. Madlock put me in the laundry room to do laundry. And that made me mad because, listen, I was corporal. I was over all I was the clerk. Now, the clerk, yeah, he's supposed to be smaller than them motherfuckers. But I was bigger because I had control of all the shit. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't want to do his job, nigga. You can't do your own job. I do it. Because, see, I had to write down the numbers. See, that's what it was. It wasn't just that he wanted me to go gauge his truck. He didn't want me to gauge his truck. He wanted me to do what I do for everybody else, is put the numbers down. Because, see, I started with 2,500 gallons and then act like, I gave 150 to this tank. I gave 175 to this tank. I gave 125 to this tank. I gave 135 to this tank. And then I go down like that. And then I get to where it's close to wherever, how much they got left. Then I just say how much I gave that last tank to equal out to what it's supposed to be. And I did that for all the other dudes, but I didn't do it for him. And that's what he was mad about. And he wrote me up. So I went in the laundry room, I act like I was doing laundry, and I was writing a letter to first sergeant. That was my first letter. Now I got all kinds of letters. I write letters to the world. I write letters to y'all. I write letters to everybody. I write letters like Dow Chemical. I've been writing letters to Dow Chemical forever, trying to tell them how they did me wrong and stuff, and they owe me my money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go nowhere without my money, man. It's God, man. You can't kill me. You can't get my son to kill me, nigga. That's just a double. You couldn't kill God, cause you couldn't get God's son to kill God, nigga. That's the Garden of Eden. Jeremy is Jerusalem, nigga. That's who the seed of Jeremy is, Jesus, nigga. And I can prove that. And you better not fuck with my grandkids, TDJs. I ain't bullshitting this God. Man, I ain't playing. Jakai better have the nicest life and the most protected life. Him and Rowan and James and Jakai and Liam and Logan and Haley and Jaden and Angel and my baby girl Harmony, and it's her money. All my money is my baby girl money. You know what I'm saying? That's everything's money. TDJ, you think you got $18 million? Man, I stole that. God stole it back. Because I told you, will a man rob God? Yeah, in tithes and offerings. But then, like I say, when my boy, he went in the office with First Sergeant to take my complaint in and put me in the laundry room, and I wrote a letter to First Sergeant. And you know how you in the field and y'all out there talking shit and making fun of people and shit like that and laughing and joking. Well, he made the most fucked up remark I heard when he said First Sergeant's wife was a buffarillo. You know, First Sergeant had a BBW wife, and that's a big, beautiful woman. And First Sergeant had a big, beautiful woman, you know what I'm saying? And he gonna call First Sergeant's wife a buffarillo, you know what I'm saying, in the field in front of me. You know, and me and First Sergeant cool. Me and First Sergeant McMillan, First Sergeant McMillan from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Man, me and First Sergeant McMillan was so close, man. I go in there, man. He want to talk about women, you know what I'm saying? So he called me in the office, tell me to lock the door. I go in there, man. Me and First Sergeant talking about women, and you know I ain't gonna tell y'all what me and First Sergeant talk about the women. You know what I'm saying? Cause First Sergeant though I learned from them German women. Them German women turned me out. You know what I'm saying? They really were ones that taught me that a black man do this and that, you know what I'm saying? So, I just, I laugh, and I think about Germany because them women taught me. And I tell First Sergeant what I learned out there, you know what I'm saying? Oh, First Sergeant have fit. He be laughing his ass off. But when we go to the field, I drove for First Sergeant sometime, you know what I'm saying? Me and Davis be with First Sergeant. We go to the whorehouse, the red light district. The whorehouse is the red light district, and we go there with First Sergeant and Captain Kelleher and them. And we seen a lot of stuff. We did a lot of stuff, man. But First Sergeant took us everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. First Sergeant, I had to bust you out and say we went to the red light district and your wife. Because I don't know if y'all living. You know what I'm saying? I don't think First Sergeant living now. He is in the spirit, nigga, because I know your ass and I'm in your ass. I'm Uncle Peck, nigga. Same Uncle Peck I was when I was First Sergeant McMillan. Same craze I was when I was your cousin that was running with you with the motorcycle club. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, me and First Sergeant were real close. So I went in there when I was supposed to be in the laundry room. I wrote a letter to First Sergeant, you know what I'm saying? And I told him that I told him all about the situation, how, I always tell him, no excuse, First Sergeant. You know, I even put that in the letter. You know how I tell him, no excuse, cause even if I did it wrong, I'm gonna have no excuse. But then if I didn't do it, I still can't have no excuse to a first sergeant. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say no excuse. So I explained that to first sergeant, and then I explained that me and Madlock problem was I didn't want to do his job. The reason it wasn't that I was mistreated, it was that I didn't want to do his job, but I couldn't say that. You know what I'm saying to you, first sergeant, because it'd have been an excuse. So I just said no excuse, first sergeant, and you made me wash dishes. But I just didn't want to do that nigga job. And that's what he writing me up for right now, for not doing his motherfucking job. And I told him all about him skipping the goddamn formation, skipping PT to go fuck Sergeant Harris' wife. You know what I'm saying? And had me in charge of the formation for him. Even after Sergeant Harris died, he kept the shit up. And then, you know what I'm saying, I went and I closed my letter up and folded that motherfucker up. And then I First Sergeant told Sergeant Harris and Sergeant Noble and Madlock to come get me. And they came and got me out that goddamn laundry room. That's why T.D. Jake say I'm devious, because he saw that part. When I went and knocked on First Sergeant door. My goddamn daddy, goddamn, my grandfather, goddamn. And I said, First Sergeant. He said, what you want, Jackson? Can I talk to you? Yeah, Jackson, come on and shut the door, lock it. And I gave him that letter. He said, sit down. And he read that, motherfucker. Because goddamn, he got the cussing because he got to the point where he called his wife a buffarillo. And I told his ass, man, I don't do work for a motherfucker that goddamn fuck over me. And then, you know what I'm saying, First Sergeant, told me to go get Madlock. So I went and got Madlock, you know what I'm saying? And he went in the office and First Sergeant told him, shut the door. Goddamn, Madlock lost his hat. You supposed to keep that in your hand the whole time. He lost his hat in First Sergeant office. I don't know what First Sergeant told his ass, but goddamn, he came out there and told Inch and them, don't fuck with Jackson. Don't fuck with Jackson. And I squashed that shit he wrote me up trying to bust me. And I squashed that shit that he fucked over me in the field. You know what I'm saying? And that's the devious part of me, TDJ. But that's the God part of me. Like I say, I used to write my grandmother letters if I think she whooped me for something that I didn't do. I used to write my grandmother letter. My grandfather ain't never give me no whooping. He gave me one whooping. That's because I shot a chicken in the eye. And then blood came out. Man, with a BB gun. And my grandfather tore my ass up. He hit Speedy with a board. But he whooped my ass with a switch or something. But that was the only time my grandfather ever whooped me. He didn't have to, shit. My grandfather, he wasn't mean. Shit, he was cool as shit. You know what I'm saying? My grandfather, Uncle Peck, was cool as shit, man. Uncle Peck was the coolest. My palm know my goddamn grandfather, Uncle Peck. Shit, Uncle Peck was cool as shit. Just, shit, he watched them goddamn westerns. Shit, you better not turn that goddamn TV, that goddamn shoe get thrown at your ass. I love my Uncle Peck, you know what I'm saying? I used to listen to Mama Dear's heart sitting in her lap and listen to her heart in her chest. And then I look over at Uncle Peck and look at him breathing up and down in his heart, going up and down. I knew my grandmother and grandfather was all right. You know what I'm saying? I used to do that. You know what I'm saying? Protecting them all when I was little. So I knew I was God. You know what I'm saying? But then I ain't never, people. I ain't get to really have a problem with being God until I got older, until people start thinking it's wrong to say you God or something. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, I ain't think it was robbery to be equal to God. I ain't never think it was robbery. Just like when I was Jesus, man, I ain't never think it was robbery to be equal to God. But T.D. Jakes, he rubbed me the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? That nigga, man, he gonna have to go somewhere because he can't teach my people no more. Talking about an international leadership conference. Who you teaching, nigga? What you teaching them, nigga? This God. You ain't teaching them nothing about God. You all Satan, nigga. You all devil, nigga, man. I don't fuck with you, man. This God, T.D. Jakes. You either Creflo Dollar. You know God said, will a man rob God? And then he said, he robbed God in tithes and offerings, even this whole nation. And then what he say? You know what I'm saying? To give. If you bring into the storehouse, I will give you double for your trouble. You know what I'm saying? And that's God, man. That's God, dog. That's God. Man, I ain't never been God so much, man. My boy got cancer. And I know this serious because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for God. I wouldn't be here because, man, you know what I'm saying? My boy would be all right, I think, and I wouldn't have been in the trouble I was in, but God worked in mysterious ways. My boy had cancer real bad, and I became homeless. And I had to be a servant to him, and he had to be a servant to me. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm going to get off this thing, man, and I'm going to talk to y'all later. I love y'all, man. This God, you know what I'm saying? This is my smile, you know what I'm saying? And to the good women out there, look for a good man to come single. Well, I'm already single, you know what I'm saying? So just look for this good man, you know what I'm saying? In a whole lot of men. Because I know this change on me is weighing off on other men, you know what I'm saying? The Black Adam is a good movie if you watching the right one. You know what I'm saying? So, and the Black Adam is the black God, you know what I'm saying? And my grandkids are white, you know what I'm saying? So they understand God love white, you know what I'm saying? And white folk know I love them too, because John Vaslavic, the one messed over me. You know what I'm saying? No, I love him more than he love himself. Him and Ernest Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? They both know. Girls, boy. My girls, women, man, we need women. They make our babies. So, you know what I'm saying? That's our help meet. Our help meet all the responsibilities of a house is a woman. You know what I'm saying? So we can't go without a woman. I told Adam, I said, man, I should have left your rib alone, man. You know what I'm saying? I should have left your rib alone. But God, you know what I'm saying? He know that we needed the woman, you know what I'm saying? So on New Year's Eve, I made Eve, man. I made New Year's Eve as a gift to Adam. You know what I'm saying? New Year's Eve came on New Year's Eve when me and Adam went to sleep. And I made a woman out of his rib. That was New Year's Eve. And he named her Eve because she was mother of all the living. You know what I'm saying? So, God is what he is, you know what I'm saying? And God, man, I know my sons and daughters, man, all the way from Adam and Eve, all the way from Joseph to Mary. Joseph and Mary was like an Adam and Eve story. But Joseph and Mary, you know goodness well Joseph slept with Mary and she wasn't no virgin. You know what I'm saying? She didn't, she got the baby from the Holy Ghost, yes. But it came from Joseph, you know what I'm saying? Him not knowing her mean they wasn't married. Not they didn't sleep together, they wasn't married. You know what I'm saying? So when it mean they wasn't married, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't married together, and the synagogue was against people who had babies out of wedlock. You know what I'm saying? They was against that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? God know everything, man. He'll tell you anything you need to know, man. You know what I'm saying? He'll tell you anything you need to know, man. I'm just telling you, Eve was not a virgin. Joseph got that. But then she was like, how am I, gonna have a baby by God if I know no man? She just meant I know no man, meaning I'm not married. You know what I'm saying? And Joseph was gonna put her away privately because he knew what he done. And she knew what she done. Joseph was going to put her away privately, but then he couldn't. Because God, his grandfather and his daddy, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't let him, you know what I'm saying? God wouldn't let him. And he moved him to Jerusalem, you know what I'm saying, to have the baby, you know what I'm saying? And that's when we got into the manger, got poor, you know what I'm saying, and we didn't have nothing, you know what I'm saying, because the government wasn't going to help us, because she had the baby out of wedlock, you know what I'm saying. So, that's the way that went, you know what I'm saying. But, yeah. But let me get off this thing, man. I'm going to get off this thing, man, and I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit later. I love y'all, man. God really loves his people, man. And YouTube, play my videos, man. Give them to the whole world. It's God, man. Don't let Dow Chemical bribe you, or TD Jakes bribe you, or the government bribe you. Man, God is us, man. We make love, man. God is love. We make love. And the loves we make are the children of God, man. So if we not God, then, man, I might as well go on back to heaven, man, and leave it alone, man. If y'all gonna kill me, come on get me, TDJ. And I know you can't. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna leave you no crumbs, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't play. I don't play. I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? And I'm devious too, nigga. Just like you devious, TD Jakes, I'm devious, but I'm God and you ain't, nigga. You faking and I'm not. You the devil and I'm God. So if you want to keep this war going, we can keep it going. But I'm gonna get off this thing, man. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.